You ready?
I'm ready.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right. Brand new book out. I'm really excited about announcing here on Fox and Friends this morning. It is called The War on Warriors, subtitled Behind the Betrayal of the Men Who Keep Us Free. If you look at the cover there, the flag's upside down. That's a universal sign of distress. That's a combat patch flag upside down. And then that name tape on the bottom is actually one of my name tapes from my time in uniform. Because nothing shaped me more, guys. I mean, folks that watch know me from being on TV, but leading men, serving overseas, being in combat, the brotherhood of life and death. Well, it's not a real book. Well, okay, that's my old book, The Modern Warriors, inside just the cover. Oh. So if you're looking for information, there's nothing to be had in there. This is for TV. This is for television. You can't get the book until June 4th, but you can pre-order it right now. Or pre-order it right now. But, Will, I hope you were enjoying it. This was my previous book, Modern Warriors.
Yeah, I read it.
Which was about other warriors. This one is about, really, it's not about how the military went woke. It's not that. It's how did the military allow itself to go in that direction? Who allowed it? Because the military I joined in 2001 is a lot different than the military I left.
Who do you blame?
In 2021. Well, first, it's political leadership. This is not like Battle for the American Mind, the last book I wrote. That was about a 100-year takeover of progressives. This was much sooner and much quicker. It started under Clinton, but it really fast forward under Obama. This is an Obama thing, and then some things. Trump did a great job in fixing a lot of it, but the generals were still at work who were placed by Obama. So when George Floyd happened, all of that, it came on hyperspeed, and then you get what Biden's doing right now. It is truly a war on warriors.
It's generals.
It's politicians, ideologues who can't tolerate a meritocracy at this level of the Defense Department. And so they put the screws to generals by putting political appointees in certain places that push political prerogatives. And then you have generals without spines, cowards. They have stars on their shoulders, but they're afraid to stand up to civilian leaders who are subverting the Constitution. That's what it's about. The Constitution is what you swear an oath to in the military. And generals in general class forgot that. And so they started bowing and allowing things to happen that have nothing to do with lethality and destroying the enemy, have nothing to do with meritocracy. And it all rolls down, as we say in the military, bleep rolls downhill to the guys pulling triggers, and people are going to die. And we're going to lose people because we're not the type of military we could be. So what you're going to find in this book is some combat stories. I share a decent amount of my own experience on the battlefield. I interview dozens and dozens and dozens of actively serving guys from high ranks to low ranks. You'll find out what they're doing at West Point, what they're doing in the training, what they're not doing in the training. And then I end with a letter to my sons, actually. The book ends with a letter I write to my own sons, because a lot of vets are grappling with whether or not they would want their kids to serve.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's a key premise of the book itself. And I won't give it all away, but I very personally share my own experiences and then make a recommendation to them about whether I'd want them to serve or not, and in what capacity I would want them to serve. So you're going to learn a ton checking out. Just like Victor Davis Hanson said, it is part of destroying our country is bringing the military to heel and bringing it to a different viewpoint than what it was set out to, which is defending our country and its lodestar being the Constitution.
Here's what I like. You've taken on now the educational system. You're focused on the military. We've had private conversations about other institutions I think you should take a look at over time and their evolution. And you're showing how these very systemic issues have affected quintessential American institutions.
Appreciate it,
and
brother.
I really, really like that, and I really like this as well. I mean, I don't know if we have a full screen of the back of the book.
Yeah.
Okay, that's next hour, Will.
Little belt buckle action there. Some good stuff on the back, ladies.
Here's a tease for you right there. The quote is, in 2001, I joined the Army to fight extremists. 20 years later, that same Army labeled me one. So that's a story in the book.
That's a story you got to hear.
That's a story. That's for later when we talk more about the book. The military Army itself, after certain things transpired, turned at me and said, "You're done." Yeah. And if that happens to me, that could happen. So there's one group of people that ain't going to like this book, the Pentagon. All right? The Pentagon ain't going to like this book because it's honest and it's raw and it's real and it's true. And I think you're going to love reading it.
Before the book came out, or before the book was ready for pre-order, Pete told me the story, and I'm not going to say it because I want people to get that story alone is worth buying this book for. That story alone says everything you need to know about what's happening in the military and what needs to change. So that I'll just leave it at that.
Well, thank you for showcasing.
FoxNewsBooks.com.
Yes, FoxNewsBooks.com is where you can pre-order right now. If you order now, you're first in line to get it right when it comes on June 4th. Father's Day, beach read. It's only a couple hundred pages. Quick, boom.
Awesome.
Written by our favorite domestic terrorist.
That's what they say. That's what they say. Thank you, Rachel. Appreciate you guys.
All right, the Strategic Petroleum Reserve is at an all-time low.